Welcome back to the John Fourcade Show. One of our John Fourcade specials this week, 2016 F-250 Super Duty truck right here for $11,000 off total savings. Again, the 2016 F-250 Super Duty, $11,000 off. You won't find a better deal than right here at Veterans Ford. Back here on the John Fourcade Show. John, disappointment Saturday. Noon kickoff against Florida. Basically, LSU gave this game away. Turnovers, special teams. I don't know what it is in Louisiana with the special teams part, but it misspread to Baton Rouge. Had an opportunity to win at the end of the game and just had a mental freeze on the part of Darius Geis. We broke this film down and showed just how big of an opening it actually was. The pylon left, and he would have scored easily into that. Right off the bat, LSU was, man, they had got two really good drives. One drive ended up with a touchdown, and then Darius fumbles the football. They're trying to get Leonard Fournette another touchdown here. Just score. Just put points on the board. Don't worry about getting him the touchdown. Then they flubbed this field goal up. Actually, it was the hold. The snap was perfect. He throws it up. You come away with no points. And then all you got to do here is make sure they don't hit the deep pattern. And again, I've said this about Dante Jackson. He's a good football player, but they got Victoria's Secret models with a bigger waist than Dante Jackson, who weighs all of about 160 pounds. That guy just flipped him off. And then here he goes again with another play. He's barely hit here. The ball comes out. Florida set up in ideal field position. LSU's defense buckled up, settled in for a field goal. And then here's the play on the third down. I don't know about running that play.
I don't know about the fullback dive.
And then the fourth down play, it's set up to run pylon left to the edge, and Etling sees that he is totally out of position, Darius Geis. He tries to score, doesn't do it. Game, set, match. LSU 423 yards of total offense to Florida's 270, but it was the red zone. One field goal in 5 trips to the red zone. John, you ain't winning nothing in this league when you have that. I really feel bad for Dave Aranda. In modern day football, 11 touchdowns in 10 games that he's given up that defense. It's unbelievable. Now, we did go to show you, Kendall Beckwith makes a big difference in the middle. They seen Donnie Alexander in there and they say, man, he's a lot skinnier than what Kendall is. We're going to attack that. But they were able to keep Florida out of the end zone for the most part. But again, I go back to that number, 11 touchdowns in 10 games. LSU shouldn't have the losses they have when you're playing that type of defense.
No, you can't fault the defense at all this whole season. It's
no,
strictly offensive problems, but it's not just this whole season. Let's go back, 8 years if you want. This offensive team here for LSU over the last few years has been horrendous, and that's fault of Les Miles and who he brings in and what kind of caliber of offense he wants to run. But when you got a defense, even when they prior to this coach coming here, they still had good defenses. And LSU this season has one of the top defenses in the league, giving up nothing on the defensive side of football. Should have won more games than they did. But when it comes down to the last play of the game, I thought the third down play, the fullback dive, that's a waste. What's a waste? And you can't waste that. You can't do that down there when you get down there. You got to have a good, quick running back, take it to the pylon. If the guy hits you on the side, you still be able to defend yourself and get in there to the pylon. Just a bad play calling. And that's one reason why people want to have a big-name offensive coach come in.
Well, I do think we're filming this on Tuesday just because of the Thanksgiving holidays. I think by next week at this time, LSU will have their new head coach. I do suspect it'll either be announced Sunday or Monday. And as soon as he finishes the Florida State-Florida game, and so not that I'm revealing anything, but come on, it's in Jimbo's court right now. I think that I'm not saying it's 100% done, but I do believe that Joe Oliva will not be left at the altar this time like he was a year ago by Jimbo Fisher. I think the intrigue at LSU is going to be, can he keep Ed Orgeron and can he keep Dave Aranda on the staff? Because, Jimbo's an offensive-minded coach. He doesn't know anything about defense, and you've been around a long time. You understand, most coaches, their expertise is on one side. They let somebody else coach on the other. Richie Pettibone told me, Joe Gibbs never messed with me in Washington. Joe coached the offense. I coached the defense. He was the head coach, but that's kind of how we broke it up. And I do see the situation where I think after Thanksgiving, I think one of the things in meeting with Coach O and Coach Aranda is, hey, listen, we want you back here. We want you back on the staff. Jimbo's going to bring his own offensive people, but defensively, this is still going to be Dave Aranda's show if he wants to continue it, and certainly they want Coach O back.
Well, there's no reason why Coach O should be leaving here, unless he wants to go of his own to try to pursue a head coaching job somewhere. They need to bring him back. There's no doubt about it. Have him back, Aranda back. Maybe you can fine-tune some other spots in the secondary or wherever it may be, other coaches here and there. But like you said, Jimbo's coming here to put points on the board with his offensive philosophy, and he'll get his offensive coaches, and he'll let the defensive guys decide what they want to do to the defensive side of football. But like I've always said, don't break something, don't fix something that's not broken. I mean, that defense right there, you see the same guys, you have the same players back. You got a young group coming back next year. Stay with those guys. It's all up to the coaches, though. Do they want to stay, or do they want to pursue the position of maybe being a head coach somewhere else?
Well, I know one thing, Babe's always told me, $1 million a year last year, a lot longer in Louisiana than the other LA.
That is a fact, Jack.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, you saw it last year a lot longer. Man, Nicholls State had an opportunity up against Southeastern. Man, give Ron Roberts tremendous credit. He's really done a great job with this team down the stretch. And the Colonels made a great comeback to get back into this football game. John, Chase struggled a little bit in this game, throwing the football. But, again, he put you in a position to win the game at the end, and that's all you want from your quarterback. He's done a great job all season long. Southeastern, though, I give Ron Roberts a lot of credit. They struggled early on with their quarterbacking spot. Chase, great future, and he's really put Nicholls State back on the football map.
Well, he's played well enough for them, and like you say, he's a freshman. We talked about this, and he knows doggone well that he's got to get better and better. He will. He will. He's only a freshman. Played every game this year for them. And the last play, it's a Hail Mary got thrown up. Yep, and he knows his interceptions in some of these games that cost. But overall, they're young. They have 2 seniors on offense, 2 seniors on defense, so and they're going to fine-tune it up. If
18 starters back next year.
Right, and people wanted to ask me why he wore number 8. It wasn't because of Archie. It was because they did not have a jersey number 9 for him and a couple other guys. So he had to wear jersey number 8 because it shocked me, like, who the heck's number 8 playing? But I can tell by the way his feet runs, it's my nephew. He's a little slower than me, but that's him with his feet.
Oh, well, come on now. I mean, you got to give him a lot of credit.
I know
you're
proud of him. Very proud of him.
Chase, and everybody is.
The proud thing is he finished the year not getting hurt. We had no injuries at all this season, and that goes to show you that they was protected well.
You know what, in watching Southeastern and Nicholls down the stretch, how well both teams, so well coached. Tim Rebo's done a great job. Ron Roberts has done a super job at Southeastern. We'll be back with more of the John Fourcade Show, sponsored each week by Veterans Ford.